It is transition time. A lot of kids headed back to schools. It's time to get back to work again, and in the garden as well, Dave. What do we have to do?
Well, what happens is that as we start seeing these nighttime temperatures get in the 60s and 70s, we are in the higher elevations, a little bit longer here, we want to start thinking about putting those gardens together. I mentioned on Thursday, but let's hit it one more time. Lots of compost in the soil. About 6 inches of compost, 12 inches into the soil. Make sure you put a lot of bone and blood meal. This is going to be real important. Bone for root vegetables, blood meal for the leafy type vegetables. And then we're putting in a lot of different types of vegetables. This is the best way to do it, Jamie. What you want to do is you want to go ahead and put in what we call transplants. Putting a lot of onions in, or short season tomatoes, peppers, eggplants. Those are short season, and what do I mean by that? They develop their fruit within less than usually 70 days.
Oh, wow.
So look for those on the tags. And we'll mention that on the tags itself. A lot of your squashes, of course, your artichokes for the springtime. We put those in right now. Artichokes do very well. Now, how do I know to put in artichokes? Our old artichoke plants would last from year to year. In fact, they last for up to 20 years in some cases. We'll go ahead and come back up from the root zone. We're just starting to see that. So we're going to add some more artichokes in the garden. They do fantastic out here in the desert Southwest. And then, of course, your different types of cucumbers, and one of my favorites, there's some cabbages back here. Cabbages will almost last year round. I've had cabbages in here in the garden for almost 2 years in a row. It's amazing. So it's real easy to do. Now, what do we spray in the garden to really reinvigorate a lot of our plant material? You want to go ahead and spray your different types of extreme juices, your molasses, to actually stimulate microbial activity in the soil. So if you got a brand new garden, you got to stimulate microbes in the garden.
It's like seasoning the grill.
Exactly. And what you're doing is you're growing soil before you're growing a garden.
Cool.
Of course, when you're fertilizing fish emulsion and your liquid seaweeds, both of those are going to help with the recovery process on a lot of your landscape material that it's in your garden. In fact, if you look around our garden, everything looks pretty good. We've been watering deeply, infrequently, and we're just starting our fertilizer process. And this fertilizing process is real important. About Labor Day is when you want to start fertilizing. Next week, we're going to talk about how to fertilize and how to fertilize properly with the correct type of fertilizers, because certain plant material needs certain types of fertilizers more than others. So you want to make sure you do it right, and you'll be in real good shape. So remember, get out there, start turning that soil right now. Get those, what we call edible gardens ready, and you're going to be ready in about 2 weeks to start planting away.